really like shitting bed right now because this is not looking good for reHAB because I also get like 40 loss plus like 50 ping and this is like almost impossible.
So we're gonna have a break. All right, welcome back everyone to this stream of the RBT5 round 4 game between teams EnVy and Frag4 aka reHAB. It looks as though we're gonna be having a little bit of a change here on the special infected side of things, just because they are trying to get that ping to go down from the 300s it was in. I don't know why, Dina, but the routing from EU to Japan is not amazing.
It depends, because like most days it was pretty fun, but like I feel like the last 2 days the server has been like acting up lately, but I'm trying to connect for VPN, let's see if that fixes it, because I also like I can't expect it, I'm lagging all around the place.
That probably is going to work out better, and it looks as though they are indeed connecting via VPN, and that's going to be a lot better for them, at least so far from what I can see from Thanatos' ping and Dungeons as well. So that is decent for them to be, you know, it's never fun playing on red ping, but it gets to a point where if it's like over 300, like between 300 and 350 is still like the last playable range, I think, because anything
it's
after
not
that
even that. It depends on the server tick rate and on the server how well it performs, because that's the most important thing I feel like. We're going live, finale, game 1.
Yep, and it looks as though that solution did work for the SI. Charger, Jockey, Smoker, Boomer on this first hit now. Going in, Charger is going to land, but is going to get very quickly cleared, with the Jockey also getting pretty much shut down. And now, Dina, I don't know how you feel about it, but this tank that happens right outside the bottom of this elevator here, when the elevator gets to the ground level, right? It's really, really hard sometimes to do damage on that.
Definitely, like, you need like a miracle tricep to land to make any damage right here. Shout out to Lost in the Mall, getting wiped here on the last tourney.
Yep, and the thing about cans that they're talking about, by the way, is if it just so happens that a Boomer accidentally hits a can and goes flying to the 4th floor, the agreement between the teams is going to be if they're out of the map, they will spit on them. So that's a nice amount of gentlemanly sportsmanship here, I would say, between these two sides, because nobody wants to see a round ruined or a game ruined by something going randomly out of bounds. With that being said, this hit is going to be going in for Team reHAB on Team EnVy, as that Jockey jumps in the elevator and gets a bit of damage, but more importantly, the tank is up into the hands of Dusty.
Also, I think maybe even the best tank in NA right now.
I think you'd be right on that, yeah.
Let's see what he can do on his tank right now.
Punching some of the glass in the floor as he works his way over. This tank is going to be pretty much dependent on the tank dodging those long-range Uzi bullets, because everybody knows that in Left 4 Dead 2, the unsilenced Uzi now, in competitive at least, is an absolute bane of any Rock tank's existence. He's going to be hiding there with that Boomer getting shut down. Rock going in, not going to land. Charger's going to miss as well. And this area is just so open, Dina, it's almost impossible to get damage.
Definitely a good pop coming out there from deck, and they go that last tank pretty hard right now. Tank's already down to, I think it's 20%? Yeah, 20% control, so he should be second any moment right now. He is.
This is going to be the commit coming soon then, unless they want to keep having this tank on the top level to go AI, but I don't think they actually want that on either side. We've seen it happen, actually, I think it was last night, a tank went AI while in the air trying to commit on the survivors. Single Boom is going to go out on to Rochelle. Let's see if the tank decides to send it in. Indeed, Dusty's going to. That's going to be a Jockey and a Hunter for the other two spawns for his SI. Missing that first punch there onto Nick. As the survivors are trying to kite over to the side, this is actually a pretty big end cap going out right now onto Prove, but he was 5 punches, so he's not quite down. There is the Jockey and Hunter going for the same target, which we're not going to be happy about on the side of Team reHAB, but Dusty still doing absolute work on this tank now. That is going to be an end cap going out onto Kane, and that's almost 2 full end caps, and we'll have 2 survivors bleeding on EnVy's side.
Yeah, there's so much damage coming. I'm not sure why Proof ran to the tank like last second and get him YOLO corner, but that's like 2 end caps on the home server, that's a lot of damage for reHAB right there.
This is now going to put Team EnVy in a position where they have to get these cans somewhat fast, because they already have 2 survivors into bleed, 1 survivor in full bleed, and only, I don't know, 13 cans left to get. Another interesting fact about this finale that we're going to be seeing here shortly is the fact that these cans can be destroyed by spit, so this is really going to depend on how Team reHAB plays their SI, and it's more of a scavenge, like a defensive position there with the Spitter versus any kind of versus. And Boomer, Hunter, Spitter, Charger can do a decent amount of work on this, to say the least. But now the first cam 4 is going to go in from Rochelle. They are guarding these cans very, very well, I'd say, Dina.
Definitely, like, they're putting it one by one. Kimchi's like the only guy filling right there. Going in, gets a pounce, and a spit on a Kimchi.
Oh, no.
The can's not in though. The can's not getting burned though. This is lucky for EnVy right there. And Spitter actually sacking it, so there's like no spit right now for them.
Wow. If they had gotten that burn onto that one can, that spit spread was so unfortunate for Team reHAB, but that would have been a massive amount of damage going out. Instead, it's still decent, but now the survivors are going to be making quick work of these cans, throwing them down, trying to put them in before the SI have another hit. It's going to be a Jockey, Smoker, Hunter, and a Boomer, but no Spitter, as we just saw, Dina.
Yeah, and also like for EnVy, it's a bit rough for the can placement because you have 6 cans on the second floor, which is like the hardest rotation you can get. Kids going in right though, Smoker get landing a pull, Jockey get him to it, Han landing for like a brief amount. Boom landing is also like not the worst, but not the best hit also from reHAB.
reHAB now are going to be hoping for another spitter on this next rotation because the survivors are going to push their way up to that third floor after already getting 6 out of 13 cans in. The tank is going to spawn though for Team reHAB into the hands of Thanatos, so you're talking about some of the best tanks to play the game. This is going to be a tall order for Dave to get this to work because there's still Horde coming in, but there's still no spitter.
Definitely, let's see if you can get a redemption tank on this one. Going in right now though, Hana getting shot down nicely, Smoker going in, gets the pull, Chadagon, nice double charge!
That is one of the, I don't know, we've seen a few double charges from Team reHAB in this game. They're playing excellent Special Infected, but right now it almost doesn't matter because EnVy are going to be looking to kill this tank and then put the rest of the cans in. They're going to be LOSing first. They all still have pills to use and no extra ones now on the kiosk, so this is pretty much all they have. Let's see if they actually manage to LOS them. It's going to be a Boomer, a Jockey, and a Hunter for the next set of spawns.
Dave's almost at second pass, so you gotta be careful. Like, if you want to keep going. Boomer going in, nice pop there from Kane coming out.
This is dangerous.